Hello guys and welcome to episode now 13 of In Hindsight. Yeah, it's episode 13 now. This is going to be game 1 against the Dignitas. If you're new to In Hindsight, it's the series where I sit down and I try and explain my plays during SPL, why I did it, and pretty much just look at my mistakes as well and say what could I have done better, what did I do right, what did I do wrong, blah blah blah. So this game again, I'm going ward challenge mainly because we think we can actually out pressure them in duo. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a ward down there, and that's mainly to spot the Nazi rotation, right? And then ward of the purple buff. I got my 5 health potions, so I'm going Guidance Blessing, getting my sprint. So I'm gonna back on out of here with Artemis armor. We can probably out pressure Anher and Fafnir in the 1v1 or 2v2 scenario, which is what we will most likely look for. So speed up the game here until we get to the laning phase. So what we really want to watch out for right here is getting in a poor position where EmilZy is gonna take a hammer. So I need to focus on blocking the hammer, right? Relic wise, I'm getting sprint. You can see I'm positioning in front of Emil just to take the hammer from here. So I'm gonna get my sprint. That's just to get away from the Anna pillar and stuff. I had my health pots in the wrong spots, so I placed a ward in lane, which is really bad because that ward expired, which meant we didn't see Nasha. So that could have been super bad for us. That was definitely a really big mistake. God damn it. I'm sorry. I just realized that happened. We'll keep going. Hopefully you guys will survive without no audio for the first minute. I'm a bit of a noob. I'm a bit of a big noob. I actually dropped first blood. I think I just overstayed super hard there. You saw we realized we actually couldn't out push them. They got really good push, and therefore they actually managed to kill me. I took way too many basic attacks from Danher, and he ends up getting with the impale and I just die. That was super unnecessary and really bad for us. Definitely didn't help me at all. It made it super awkward. Luckily though, I need to manage to get the peril buff, and we'll go on out of here. So it's not too bad for EmilZy. Still sucks for me super hard. Obviously this is not the optimal scenario at all to be in. Give up first blood like that. I think I played super poorly in this game in general. So well in the early game, in this set I played super poorly early game. So that's definitely something I have to work on. Don't know why I'd ever set myself in that position. Super unfortunate I have the ward in the wrong spot as well. My early game just seemed straight up kinda off today. Yeah, so it's just rough, right? It's just really rough. Swap over, get my stance here. And again, I started with my 2 in lane because we actually just wanted to out clear them, so that's why I did that. Gonna go back here. They're zoning obviously, so we're gonna lose some minions. I'm just gonna make sure I drop my wards down. That's the thing with the ward shell, so you wanna spam it. And I guess I died, so I get more wards for free. Place a ton of wards. You can see we have really good ward vision with the Orcus right here. So EmilZy is getting a bit behind. You can see he's 3 archers, or 5 archers even behind Danher. I'm still almost, I think I'm pretty even with Fafnir, because Fafnir did still lose it from a bunch of waves. So I'm just getting in front of Artemis here. Just making sure that the Anna can't fill up. So I'll just take some poke here, poke back a bit. Anna's still super strong. Anna is so strong, man. It's actually insane. So in this lane now, our main objective should just be to be to get our peril buff, right? We don't need to fight, although I'm still looking to fight. I don't know why I'm looking to fight. We can just get a peril buff. I'm just wasting my mana at this point. So speed up here. We're actually going to rotate all the way to red buff just to make sure we can get that. Get some extra farm on EmilZy. He's going to get the red buff. Then rotate over to the peril buff. Try and make sure we can get that. But we're actually going to go wave first. We realize that they're not going for this. I dash in there just to catch the wave so we don't lose any gold. So just clear out the wave here. And we again we realized peril buff is not at risk, right? But again we did not see them rotate in to their buff, so we were kind of worried they'd hide behind the wall. So we'll just go for a peril buff now. Then we see if we can do that. My first bag is gonna be for full boots, and I'll have that once I had 1550 gold, because I definitely want reinforced boots this game against Fafnir, the CC, the Nasha, the CC. I talk about it so much how if Nasha decides to basic attack cancel on her free and then ult, you can actually juke it or get your ult off. I'm maxing my 1 for the sustain and for the aura. Again, I'm not the one that needs to do damage with this team comp. We have enough base damage. Right here, I think they believe that thing is ganking, so we just kind of take advantage of that, play up here. I might hit level 5 if I get lucky. Barely don't hit level 5. And we're gonna run on out of there. I think I'm just gonna go to the left mid camp, see if we can get this. This is kind of risky though, because Fafnir has full boots, so it's definitely not a favorable fight. However, because we do make this rotation and we show ourselves on wards, that means that we are going to be able to get both mid camps, which is super important. You can see how all the side lanes went in. So even though I fed my brains out, dropped the first blood, we're actually ahead in XP, which is kind of crazy. Gold lead is not too bad at all. You see, this is where the gold first blood went, and we're just catching up because we're getting these mid camp control. And I keep talking so much about it, but mid camps really is a big crucial part of the game. So I'm looking to back now. I have 1550 gold. Obviously, you don't really need to buy a lot of wards if you have the ward chalice. So I'm just gonna stick with my health pot, right? Like, I don't need a central ward. It's still super early into the game. I'd probably rather just put consistent wards down. I'm a bit behind as well, you gotta remember. So me not having to ward actually means that I can keep up item-wise with the Fafnir because I invested into that chalice. So in the long term, this is a really good investment for me. And I definitely think we're looking for the long term in this game. We have an absolutely insane team comp. We have Freya, Artemis, Nemesis, and Sobek. It doesn't really get much better than that. You have kind of everything you want in that comp. You have the big burst damage. You have great CC control with Sobek, Artemis ult, armor ult. You have great utility. Everyone can pretty much peel for themselves. We can run Emily to ult, peel for him. I think we pretty much have the perfect team comp here. I'm just, again, if you have your ward challenge, you just want to spam it, so I'm doing that. Do watch out though that you don't spam it too much, so they don't just get to, like, you know, get all the free gold. So we got that kill. We were falling a bit behind again. They actually used solo there of the Fafnir hammer. Kind of sucks we had to use the Freya ult for it, and we had to use beats as well. So I'm just gonna dash on out of there. Kind of scared of the Nasha. So like, they got that. We still got the mid camp, but they also got the wait, actually they didn't get Jammin speeds. That's most of the time. That's later. So we're trading mid camps 1 for 1. They're gonna get left mids. We got the right mid, so it's not too bad. You guys can see, still looking pretty even in this game. Nemesis goes with her gank here, but won't get him. I'm just kind of chasing around the Fafnir here. Still putting points in my 1. Just gonna try and sustain up with that. Run back mid. There's nothing to really be gained, so I'm gonna back again, right? Like, when you have this ward chalice, and it works, especially synergized as well with Amaterasu, right? Because you can get out of base so goddamn fast because of that one. So I'm gonna get my magical defense. I'm going only Hunters. I just need some cheap defense, and only Hunters definitely is the best early game cheap defense you can get. 9% mitigation, and those should be free fights. The MP5 is it works synergizes so perfectly with Amaterasu's stand swap, where you want to stand swap and get health, but you can't really spam that if you don't have MP5. You get the magic protection, you get the CTR, which is super important. So definitely a good pickup. Of course, Shogun's Kusari is going to be absolutely insane as well, because we have 3 AA based guards. But right now I'm going to prioritize only Hunters, because they can probably kill me in an Asha ult if I go Shoguns. You also get 100 health. Only Hunters is just a busted item. Definitely needs some nerfing. Look here, looking for the buff camp. You guys can see we're going to grab that. Although Yaman does get flanked, however Fafnir misses his hammer. I try and silence him out, but he's gonna manage to dash out. We get the whoop. Look for the Sobek pull, but we actually don't manage to get that. So it's kind of unfortunate. It might have been a missed opportunity, but at the end of the day, Adapting actually didn't have beats, so we didn't want to get that. They are getting mid camp control now, and like oracles, which kind of sucks. You guys can see how that influences the XP and gold difference. They're coming back into the game, but when we don't have beats, we can't really go for that. So it's these small things that if they just continuously will get mid camps, it's gonna really rough us. Actually, Yaman has the beats here and like barely gets his ult off. That's super risky in my opinion, but he's gonna get on out of there. I'm just gonna swap stands. You can see how much I'm healing up. So they solo ult. Yaman has to use beats, and this is awkward, right? Because now Adapting speeds just came up, but now Yaman doesn't have beats, so now we can't fight around mid, which means we'll have to go up the next 2 set of mid camps if they're not if they're positioned around it. Super awkward here. So I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for owning Thunders. 1250 gold is what you want to look at. Nothing's really going to happen until the next mid harpies are spawning here. Obviously, that's going to be right camp. So let's fast forward to that. You can see we know Yaman has no beats, and they know this, right? So they're around. They're playing super far up, and we're like, yeah, we probably can't get this. So they're going to go ahead and get the mid camps. Although we do get the timer, which is the important thing. We realize we can't get it, but we get the timer, which means that we actually we know when it spawns, right? You get the visual timer, we type it down in chat exactly when the mid camp spawns. You can do that at such a high level. I'm looking for a bit of a steal here, although Sol manages to get both mids. Just poking out the Fafnir a bit, slapping him. Faf is going Thieves as well, which is pretty important because that means we can actually blow him up early game. So the thing with Thieves is, like, if it's such a slow-paced game like it is, this game is really good. However, I don't think I can go Thieves, because if I go Thieves in this scenario, that pretty much just means that they can just kill me, right? And then they can make this game non-slow-paced. So I'm gonna use the back camps here, get my only hunters. You can see I'm not too far behind at all. Trix gets his Thieves, but I get my only hunters. Don't know why I'd ever get a ward in that situation. That's pretty bad, just to buy like one normal ward. That's definitely a misplay. Speed up the game a bit until the next mid camps. Obviously, we're not going to play too far up in mid until the next mid camp spawn, so just speed it up. But now we know we can look for the fight, right? Like, we're doing a lot of damage to them. I have only Hunter, so I'm a lot stronger than Fafnir, so we definitely want to look for the fight now. Although the problem is Yamin still doesn't have beats here. So I'm going to engage the fight by going on Sol. Actually managed to stun our Sol, get her ult as well. Gonna have to dash on out of here. I'm pretty scared at this point, because Baron ults in, and Rose is in. I'm gonna go out. Kenneth's gonna get the kill on Sol, and we're just gonna disengage. So we got what we came for, right? We got the kill. I don't think we should chase too deep here, but we're gonna go end up chasing anyway. We get the pull on the Fafnir, and he's gonna die. So it ends up being a pretty good chase. And again, if Trixank has any other item than Thieves, then we don't get the kill. EmilZy barely gets out in duo, so I'm gonna rotate over, try and get the kill here and down here. You can see I'm definitely gonna out-rotate the Baron, so like, oh, I can maybe kill this guy. But again, if you max your 1, you probably can't get the kill in this scenario, and it's too fast. Not too fast, but like I could have caught up then. But I can't really kill him because I don't have points in my 2. But then again, if I had points in my 2, I probably couldn't have caught up. So I go for the purple buff anyway, try and get that. Unfortunately, Nash is gonna steal every single one. And like, okay, I'm just gonna get out of there. I need to back ASAP here. So I'm gonna go ahead and back. Pretty good mid-camp fight though. You guys can see that the XP is definitely getting in the favor now. The gold is finally going back up. We kind of had a bit of an issue here because they kept getting mid-camps. Around here was when they forced Yamin speeds, then they would get the mid-camps. And then actually we got the better fight there. But again, Trix not having a defense item, like besides Thieves, which he had no stacks on, makes it so we can actually get the double kill there, which is pretty goddamn huge for us. Now adapting speeds is down, which kind of sucks for getting the mid-camps, because we are under constant pressure from the Nasha, right? Definitely sucks for them as well that Sol messed up the ult timing so much. I'm gonna place a little ward in gold for you. Usually if people place a ward on gold, they actually can't deward that because they don't place it in towards gold enough. Pretty smart ward that's gonna help us a ton. You see Nasha's looking for adapting here because adapting doesn't have ult. So I'll make sure Yamin doesn't get flanked here. We nemesis ult the Nasha. Look for the silence. I actually missed that, which was pretty horrible. I thought he'd juke it, so look for the mid camps here. We know it's spawning. Fafnir's behind me, so I'm like, oh no, not again. He's behind me. They get the mids. Pretty awkward situation because we don't have the Nemold now. So we rotate out to the left mids, but we really don't want to contest that because we don't have a Nemold. I block the hammer here, just make sure Yamin stays safe. And you can see I'm actually pretty caught up now. I'm obviously going to get sovereignty next because I need it against the Nasha and the Anher. And my team needs this as well. So I'm getting the sub up. Gonna be quite a bit of gold as well. Looking for a gank duo, but you can see nothing's gonna happen. So this is pretty much just me making sure I can't do gold now because my whole team just backed. And then I'm gonna go back with mid, but I do have the ward on gold, so I'm not too scared. However, Dick has a very high possibility of like bursting gold super hard. So, but at the end of the day, I still think we can get there in time with armor passive. So just fast forward again to the next mid camps. You can really see how the game evolves around these mid camps. Again, block the hammer from the Fafnir. Try and poke him out here. I'm just gonna dash him to silence him. Means Yamin gets in that extra hit. That's gonna be super annoying for him to deal with. So we're looking for kills and Riot. Yamin and I actually managed to out-rotate, but we're just gonna go back here, go for the mid camps. This is kind of a misplay here by me, because I just need to get in front of the Fafnir hammer instead of going poke him, and he steals both the mid camps, which is rough stuff for us. Definitely need to get those mids. And then again, here on these mid camps, it gets kind of awkward as well. I block out Sol's 1, Fafnir. I can't block the hammer though, but I get the Sol 2. Sol 1, what am I saying? So we're gonna fall back and get mid camps. So we actually get one of the mid camps now, but some unfortunate stuff happening at the mid camps. I'm looking for level 12 right here. I'm like, if I can get level 12, I'm probably gonna be in a pretty good spot. I can get my shell, which I really need, and I'm also only 300 gold off. So I'm looking for the Ender gank here. However, I think he does spot me. Let's see. Where did he have a ward? He actually didn't spot me. I guess he's just playing safe because he knows I'm not around. It's kind of smart. Don't know why else is such slow speed. So oracles are up. I try and contest them. I see they pull gold, but I'm like, oh, they see me there, so they're probably not gonna pull gold. But that's a lie. They end up pulling gold. Variety rotates in, and this not gonna be a fight. It seems they're just gonna reset it because we show up, we are around here. Go back mid. I really want to try and hit level 12 here. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hold the wave. I really need a back, guys. Solid back. So I'm like, I can probably back as well then. Red mist is spawning. I'm gonna back here, get my full sovereignty. I can't get a D-ward, but I get full soft. I get a shell. This is the if I need to back, this is the time, because if I don't back at this time, like they can probably just rush gold. Gonna speed on out of there. I am Amaterasu after all, so move on out towards mid. And again, it's just the mid camps, right? We're getting mid camps. However, now we get into the state of the game where we're getting the level 12 relics. We both supports probably feel pretty comfortable. Both teams, more than anything, feels pretty confident in their ability to fight. So what we will see now is now we're in this stage of the game where soul laners will start to rotate over, and you're starting to look for these objectives. So it's just a giant standoff at this point around objectives. Fafnir rotating in towards EmilZy. We see he gets the ward here. Again, I know my ward on gold is expiring. Now, I don't want to place my ward when Fafnir is here. Again, I'm just standing in front of Yaman here, so Nasha can't get the sash. Like, we do not need Nasha's Freya's beats to get forced. If Freya gets her beats forced here, it's super bad for us. So I'm looking to get the ward in on gold Fury again. But I don't want to do it when Fafnir is there, because then he's just going to essentially ward it in. So, like, more towards the ward, so they'll actually get that. But again, we have the ward on gold here. Right now, we're actually kind of worried that Anher will pull it, but he just places the center ward. But the ward, proof magic, it's in there. It's really nice. Get the mid camps there. I actually got one of the mid camps then, I believe, which is kind of good after the amount of mid camps you've lost. Block the sash out, and now because she's sashed, I just get hold, we get the shell. Fafnir's gonna have to hold out as well. We get the Baron ult. I'm like, don't ult me. Baron's gonna ult. Minion gets a pull. We get Baron 70 speeds, and then we're like, okay, let's just get on out of here. Artemis is getting out-rotated by Anher, so there's no real reason to fight that after. So we got Nasha ult, we got the shell, and we got the beast and Baron. So I think overall that's really good for us. We didn't use any relics. We did use 4 ults, whereas they only use 3. But at the end of the day, that's definitely a trade we're happy with taking, so we can really start pressuring them in now, right? Because we are definitely in a good spot. Nasha is the biggest threat to us by far, and with that being down, we actually feel confident we can do gold. Also, Baron, we know Baron doesn't have TP, right? Because he TP'd into mid before. Looking for Sol here. The thing is, right here, I just need to look for the engage. So we get the oracles. I'm playing up here. My ult is on a low cooldown, so we definitely want to try and play around that. Got the gold, it's getting pretty low. I'm gonna go ahead and zone out Fafnir. We get a really good trap, although the Anher pillar then was actually pretty goddamn insane. Barely get out here. I'm just healing up. Look at how much I'm healing here with my swapping stances. We just play back and forth with gold here. We know that we have the relic advantage here. We know that they don't have ults up yet. Especially Twix is gonna be suffering with his ult cooldown. So right here I'm gonna engage on the Anher and on the Nasha. Now I will die eventually here to the Nasha and the Anher. However, I force so much out of them position-wise, and Kenny gets an insane block there on Nasha. And the fight continues. So I forced Nasha in a super weird spot, which gets us that kill. Ken is going to be able to pick up Anher. We're smacking the other side of the fight. So it might have been a bit unnecessary for me to hold in there, but we still created this bait necessary. And we're actually going to manage to get the Pyromancer, gold theory, why I'm saying Pyromancer off this. So a good fight overall. My next item is going to be Spirit Rope here. I really want the Spirit Rope. I know I'm going to overstack CCR, but getting Spirit Rope is going to be super good for me. Especially with the passive that's going to give me more damage mitigation. So I'm going to call my carries back. We just rush to Pyromancer with the armor passive and realize we can pretty much just get this for free. I'm going to play up, make sure we get this. We get the Pyromancer. That's the big threat you have when you do a gold theory, is that they run and do Pyromancer. So if you can just run and do it before they get off the respawn timers, you make sure you get that, you're in a really good spot. So now we're sitting pretty sweet in the lead, although we do want to wait right now because we have beats down on the Nemesis. We have Shell and Sprint down, so probably just chill and then group up and try and push down the mid tower, which is going to happen soon here. You're going to see rotations towards mid now. Adapting is looking for the Anher, although they do have a ward on him, so they spot that rotation out. Go back to mid here. Push in the wave. Bam. Slap that. Just chilling around here. We just we're just being very cautious, right? Because one misplay now and the team gets FG. So we don't really want to, like, we want to try and bait a fight outside the tower. Because if we actually do fight inside the tower, that means that they'll have a tower doing damage, which is going to be a big deficit for us, right? Plus they can hide behind the tower and stuff. Try and bait the fight outside here. We're going to poke out the Fafnir. And then we're like, yo, we could probably trap off the Freya group. And like Nemult the Fafnir, right? So we're going to try and do that a few times. Fafnir is definitely going to be a target here. He is quite tanky because he's going to have full stack Thieves now. He's going to have his soft, right? He's going to have these items. We're in pretty awkward positions. We're looking to invade the red buff here more than anything. We're being super cautious, right? Because we know this like a mistake then, like right here, can throw the game. So now we're just trying to get the buff here. Know that the red buff is spawning. Although I think they do manage to steal away this one, which is pretty unfortunate. How our Maniac is doing speed buff, which is pretty troll. I'm actually almost in trouble here, but the Narcissus actually saves me from the Impale, which is not too bad. I'm weirdly positioned right now and I do have a bit of gold I can back from my Spirit Robe. This feels like a bit of a lost push, like we probably have a lot of gold in hand compared to them. And you guys can see that Maniac and I, we have a ton of gold in hand, which means the lead is pretty much insignificant when you have that much gold in hand, because that's gold we haven't spent. XP wise, we're probably still gonna have a bit of a lead, as you guys can see, but we just want to play it safe, so we're just gonna wait until the next gold free. Just make sure they don't get Fire Giant here. I need to stay around here just to make sure they're not gonna pull FG. They get the mid camps, and now I'm gonna look to back. I see Fafnir is backing, see Anhurst backing lanes. We're like, okay, now it's probably we can push out this wave, and then I can go back, and we're gonna be in a really good spot. So I'm gonna go behind the wall, start backing, and I think I actually decided to upgrade my sprint here, my shell, sorry, and I'm gonna get my full Spirit Robe right. I'm gonna get my upgraded shell. Upgraded shell is gonna be pretty good because they have like 2A base guards. And then they have a Nasha that's going to do a ton of damage as well. So well played sprint and the block stacks is going to do work for us. So now the objective should probably be to push down the mid tower and then get the gold fairy. So we're going to start pushing in here. I'm feeling a lot more confident now because I have the Spirit Robe, which is an insane item. So we're just playing around mid now. It's kind of deja vu to what happened around the last red buff. Where we want to invade the red and we want to make sure that we push in. We see Baron Samdi is actually not here. It's like, okay, we have a 5v4 scenario, let's just move in. My job in the team fights needs to be sure that my backline is safe, right? I need to make sure that we're safe. We barely missed the Artemis trap of the Freya group, which is super unfortunate. But we poke out Fafnir enough so we can actually get the tower. I'm just gonna ward there. Just a little cheeky ward. You can see Golden Hand adapting, definitely wants to back. I think EmilZy can actually back for his Devours. Not Devours. Oh yeah, this is the fight. Let's talk about that later. We get Soul Beats there and we get Ender Beats, which is insane. I'm gonna try and create space. That's why I'm just ulting Thin Air. Try and get in front of the Artemis there. Somehow Artemis finds the ult, and now I'm just going on Soul because I know Souls want to follow up. Try and get out. Try and get out the Artemis. So Maniac blinks in and get both beats on the carries. I'll just take the Baron ult to the face. I'm like, I don't really care. Get Baron beats as well. Look for the pull on Baron here. We get the pull on Baron. And now we're just in a super good spot. 4 kills like that. Maniac blinks in. We didn't see it from my perspective, but he got the beats on Sol with the knock up. And then he got beats on Anhur with the pull. And that means that we get a really good engagement. Fafnir just dies to the Artemis trap after he comes up from his ult. We get a huge Artemis claw. And I almost died to this Fire Giant, by the way. Which this was super risky for me. I probably should have just backed out. I'm gonna heal on up. I'm like, yo guys, I might actually die to this Fire Giant. Please kill it. But I'll survive. I needed 2 more hits and I would have died then. That would have been pretty tall, but we managed to get it barely. Almost a big misplay. We're gonna back out of there. And of course adapting was just doing work. Nash, they couldn't really follow up. You saw I was ulting, I didn't hit anyone. But that's actually like a zoning ult, right? Because I'm expecting Freya and Sol and Anna to play up, and I know that they don't have bees, and I know they probably can't kill me. So by me ulting towards them, that means that they can't like go on me. So we're gonna go ahead and ward up gold here. We're just gonna make sure we grab the gold free, and then we want to push out left tower. We're actually gonna back here. EmilZy can get full kins. I get my Emperor's armor in a really good spot to siege. So again, this team fight, my main objective should be to sit with EmilZy and Yaman and make sure they can do the damage. I can definitely engage the fight, but I think we'd rather engage with a Sorbet pull. So we're gonna walk on over mid here, swap the speed stance, make sure everyone is here. Emperor's armor just doing work. I'm not seeing any damage at all from his tower. We can just hang it up without the minions. Go right here. We're like, okay, we can just get all the towers. We're back here. All of us just gonna head back to base one more time. We still have a ton of time on FD, so we're like, okay, we got the towers for free. If we go and push now, this is the thing I always mention, right? I'm gonna pick up Maniac just so he gets here a bit faster. This is the thing I always mention. You want to push FD, or you want to push the Phoenixes if there's like more than like 40-30 seconds on your FD. If you take a fight when there's 30 seconds left on your FD, then most likely the fight is going to be over when your FD runs out, and then the enemy team can get FD if they win the fight. Whereas if there's 100 seconds left on FD and they win the fight, worst case they're going to get a Phoenix, but you'll still be able to contest Fire Giant, which is the most important objective. So we're just going to go ahead, push out the right wave here. Again, I'm getting Empress armor, I'm getting Sedge Ward. I think I managed to upgrade my sprint as well, which is really going to help out. So let's take a team fight look here. We're going to walk in because we see Nasha is not in a good position. You see Maniac's looking for the pull. Slow it down here. Like, look at the space we're creating, right? Look at the space the front line are creating. Maniac's creating space towards the carries in the back. I'm trying to keep an eye on Nasha here. This could be a bit risky because Baron actually has a line of sight here. Nem is in a super good position to flank around here. So the positioning is pretty great, besides the fact that Nasha can actually blink ult the Freya here, which would be a losing thing. But as you guys can see, the game it develops here. I get aware that Nasha is looking for this play, and I managed to get the silence off on Amma. I'm gonna proc 2 shots of my ult on the Baron, and then I'm gonna flick the ult onto Nasha, which actually immunes it with her free, but she just insta dies. Maniac has done a really good job zoning. I'm getting back onto my carries, and I'm just gonna hit Fafnir in the face. We get the Fafnir kill. Then we're gonna back out a bit when Anna ults, and we're like, okay, we can probably kill Anna here, right? He's in a pretty goddamn bad spot. I take the Impale. We get the Nimble. Nimble wasn't even used in that fight. That's actually kind of crazy. But I think I got a super sick silence off there that meant he took so much damage. That's just me paying attention to Nasha. And now we're like, yo, chill. Let's just heal up and we can actually end the game here. So again, take a breath. There's 25 seconds on Cure Fed. There's no reason to stress out. We can just heal up a bit and then we can go in, right? So that's what we're waiting for right here. We're just waiting for the wave even to heal up, but in the end of the day, we're just gonna go for the end. I think Sirius is just trolling at this point. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he thought we weren't gonna try and end the game, but it works out anyway. And we're gonna manage to end the game, kill Variety, end the game. Game 1 in the books like that. See how that just escalates of one good fight. We get the gold, we get the Pyromancer, and after that, well, we got the mid fight, we get Fire Giant, and you just get all the towers, get the Phoenixes, and win the game. Really clean game from us. Poor early game by me, but I definitely think I stepped it up towards the later stages of the fight. I've talked way too much today. The later stages of that was a bad one. The later stages of the fights, trading space for my backline, which was my main thing. Friendlies all around the board. Ward Chalice definitely paid off this game. 21 wards, insane stats. 9 wards on Arkle, because you guys can't see that. I'm still too lazy to change my overlay. Here's the builds, and yeah, that's gonna be episode 13 of In Hindsight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell. And until next time, everyone, peace out.